Hello, everyone. This is a crappy setup. Um, I'm using my Chromebook, and I might go switch the overhead on. That way we have better. I need both hands for this, so that's why I'm using it. And it won't let me switch the camera around on it. Here. This house is a freaking ass cave because I can't really record this with my phone because I need my phone to use for the character picture because I can't do this one from memory. So you may or may not be able to see things very well. I'm trying to get it to where it's going to be an odd angle because I can't get this damn camera on this freaking ass laptop to switch around to face the other direction. That way I can just flip you get what I'm trying to say. Who the hell's texting me? Okay, so apparently, damn it. So apparently, I had offered to be the prize artist on this contest that I had totally forgot about, which happens because I'm usually super busy with work and everything else, and I totally freaking ass forgot about this shit. I feel bad. It's a good thing the person, it's Kira Rami who reminded me because I believe it's her character that won the contest. So she's like super understanding with me, thank God, because if it was anybody else, they'd probably freaking hang my ass. She understands my life a little bit. It's crazy. I am using a piece of Bristol paper for this. I was going to opt to do this digital, but everything that I own is running low on memory right now, except for the workhorse computer. Because I need to go get a memory, um, removable memory for this Chromebook, and I need to clear shit off of my iPhone because I'm a media whore. So here we go. I have the Bristol's on a artist clipboard here, which has the little thing that you can hang it up and stuff. I got one that's you can put like a 11 by 14 on and stuff. This is a 9 by 12 piece of smooth Bristol paper. It's not Strathmore. It's off brand. It's got a little bit of scuffing on it because um, it was a beat up Bristol pad that was on sale. Beat up paper still draws the same, just like broken crayon, still color, right? Okay, we got this little dude here. This little feller is one we're going to be drawing. As you can see, the reference sheet's cutesy. He's not such a cutesy character, but he's drawn in a cutesy style. And it's a single character, simple background. And all I did was do a border on this with a ruler, so you haven't missed much, and you probably can't see shit anyway, due to the angling of this damn. I'm gonna take that damn thing off. All it's doing is sliding around on the pencil because it's not fitting tight. I figure I'll do something dynamic or try to. I do not use reference pictures for my artwork. I do sometimes, but 99.9% of the time I don't. 1% of the time I will. It's in that 1% when I'm doing portrait work and we're verbatim from a photograph. I am doing laundry, so there's going to be interruptions. Uh, fair warning. I'm not really sure how I want this guy to be posed. I'm trying to think of something. Of course, it's really early and my brain is still not alive yet. But I figured I'd do something simple. It is a contest prize. It is for free. I get paid for this, but I still want it to look good. So, yeah. Don't think I'll do a full body. I think I'm going to do a partial with a simple partial background. Keep in mind, I don't always draw starting out with a circle like I do here. I do this mainly when I have an audience, and it helps people who are beginners. I've been doing art my whole life. I've been able to draw my entire life, and I normally do not draw like this. Normally. And I may not get the angling I like here. I always do things like boxes and circles and add to it. It kind of helps me get the angling I want, which it's just a guideline. It's not what you're going to literally follow. And I feel like this pose I'm doing has been overdone, and I'm not feeling it. I want something kind of tough. I ain't afraid to sit here and say I'll probably erase a million damn times on this video, and I don't really care. My brain switches gears on stuff all the time. Get used to it. It's just the way it is. Not one of these artists that don't ever not erase on the screen or alter and change stuff. I do it all the time until I get something I'm happy with. I definitely want the head to be about in the center of the paper, of the Bristol paper. But as far as the angling, I'm not really sure which angle I want him to be in. I don't know if I want his head kind of down. I don't know if I want his head kind of up like he's snarky. I don't know yet. He's got horns and everything else, so got to take that in consideration. And the ears are going to lay funny because he's got ram horns. I sometimes do better when I don't have the circles, to be honest. I am not and never was a taught artist. I am naturally born. I've always been able to do it. I don't believe there is such a thing as being really self-taught. You either have creative abilities or you don't. You have to be kind of creative, I believe, to be able to grasp the concept of artwork and being able to draw. Over time, you get better. But I don't believe there's any such thing as self-taught. The talent's always there. You just waking it up. Holy hell. And for some people, it is true. They are taught by schools and stuff how to draw. I'm one of the natural artists that went to an art college and paid a lot of money to go do it, and I still don't do the job I want, It's how life plays out, though. Sometimes you don't always get to do what you want. Not always. Sometimes it takes a little longer to achieve that goal. My voice is like gone this morning. I find when I work fast, don't really think about it, stuff just kind of flows. He's what I would consider an anime-ish looking wolf. I'm going to have to get more memory for my Chromebook before I can finish getting all my animation courses downloaded on there, because it's only going to... Sorry about that. Bless me. Hold about half of them. Well, it is holding about half of them. So I have to go get a memory thingy, stick in it. Goodness. I knew I was going to sneeze. My allergies are terrible. The crazy weather we've been having has not helped it. My mapping out is so different than most. And that's all I'm doing right now is I'm just mapping out stuff. It's like such quick, fast little lines, and they make no sense whatsoever. And that's perfectly okay, because a lot of this is going to change when we go and flesh it in anyway. So it does not matter. As I mentioned in several of my other videos, I am going to try to venture into animation. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I have dabbled in the past. I've done a little bit of everything, and I want to get back into doing tattooing and stuff too, because I haven't done that in like probably 2 years. So I'm going to get all this stuff again and start practicing, so my line work will be better, because I know my line work ain't the best. It's always what I struggled with in tattooing was the line work. It was never the shading or the coloring, because I can pack that color, but it was always the damn line work. It was always, sometimes it would be on point and other times it wouldn't be. It was like hit and miss with me for some reason. So that's something I would definitely need to work on and practice. Yes, I was an apprentice at a tattoo shop many moons ago. Probably you can't see it. It's dark, but you can see I've got the light roughing out. As you guys can see by my arms, I am heavily tattooed. I have over like 20 some tattoos. Not all of them are shop grade done pieces. I don't care. People can sit there and dog me about some of my ink not being quality. I don't give a shit. Piss off. Some of my stuff was done by friends who aren't trained to do it, and they still mean a lot to me, and I still love them, even though they may not be as good as what they could have been. Doesn't matter to me. The people who did them tried very hard on them, so I don't want to hear shit talk on my ink. Sometimes it doesn't have to be quality to have a good meaning behind it and have a good memory. And we've all done a lot of crazy shit in our life, so yep. Wouldn't trade my tattoos for nothing. Love every one of them, no matter what they look like. Because they're a part of who I am, and they make me the individual I am. This was the last one I had done. It was done by artist Adam Blair. He does awesome shit. He's up in London, Ohio. He owns Black Dagger Tattoos, so if you're ever up there, check him out. He freehanded all of this. This was not a flash piece. This was not anything you could find. This come out of his head. Dude drew it straight on here and tattooed it. And it's absolutely beautiful. It was artist choice, so I couldn't pick this piece. This was a piece that, he chose, and this is what I got. I was like a billboard, like I advertise his work and stuff all the time with this piece and stuff. And it just happens to go with everything else I have done. It's a half sleeve. I have to go back to him and get the flip side of the arm done. I do have to pay for that one. And I haven't had time to go up there and have him do it. So I've been working, but with the downtime, I could have went up there, but my vehicle that I went up there the previous times isn't going to make it up there this time. It isn't going to make it up there anymore because it's having issues. So unless I had somebody to drive me, it would be no way I could go get it. Sucks because I got $50 shop credit to use still. Well, I got the head and the neck done. It's roughed out. Well, it's not done. It's roughed out. And we all know that P-Lady backgrounds suck ass because it looks like the same damn scene all the time, which is something else I've got to work on, is my damn landscape drawings. If I'm going to do animation, I've got to be able to do good landscapes, right? Yep. Well, guess who can't do landscapes worth a shit? This wolf. I'm craving chocolate this morning and I has none. Never has anything that I needs. I went to town yesterday and didn't get any chocolate. I thought I had some underneath the freaking counter over there, but I didn't, I don't guess. Like, I should have picked up the extension cord from my damn Chromebook, and I didn't because, Walmart, where I live, workers are very scarce creatures when you need them. S. Can't find one of the elusive creatures when you need it. Addie, what you doing? Pussy. Hey, stop. That's my little cat that I'm talking to. Miss Adelaide is into everything. She's a good little cat, though. She's still a kitten. One reason why she's into everything. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. My leg keeps going to sleep on me. I just kind of wool and waller around here. I ain't got nothing better to do than just waller the couch. I don't have a setup, and as you can tell, my house is a freaking disaster area. It needs to be downsized. Bad. I'm hardly home, so it suffers and shows. This week I've been home quite a bit, but I've just felt bad. I think I'm gonna. He's got wings there. P lady, yeah, goober. I hate growing. I suck at wings. That's another thing I'm gonna have to get better at is wings and stuff. There's like a lot of things that I need to work on. I'm sure in art. But the thing of it is, I kind of know what I need to work on from what I don't. So that kind of makes it a little easier. In other words, I know my strong points and my weak points and what I suck at and what I don't. Wings have always kind of been, I don't know, dicey with me. And the thing of it is, I feel like a long time ago, I feel like my art was like a lot better than what it is now. I feel like that my art has like went backwards instead of getting where I want it to be. It's it went in reverse, and it could be where a lot of times I got to where I did things so fast and got used to doing things in a very fast pace, and when you do stuff like that, it gets sloppy. But I used to have very high demanding clientele too, and have to be meet deadlines and stuff like that, which I don't think any artist should be put on a deadline on some things because some things cannot be rushed. And I've seen on here where people put their bad commissioners or bad experiences with commissioners and stuff like that. The thing of it is, when you open up for commissions, and I'm just going to ramble on this, it ain't even I guess you'd call it a rant, but like when you open up for commissions and stuff like that for people, you have got to take in consideration you're going to get weirdos, man. You're going to get some really weird shit. Some people I understand are not comfortable with drowning. Yes, drawing adult-based content. But when you put yourself out for commission, always make sure that you put in a on your commissions page or whatever your information what you are willing to draw and what you're not, what you're comfortable with and what you're not. And that way, when people ask if you will draw this and this and this, you can kindly direct them to that part of your website if you have one, or your written contract if you've got one, and tell them to refer to this line or that line or whatever. Every artist does things differently. Uh, with me, it would be, refer to my website. But I tell people straight out, I draw adult based art. I don't really have any limitations on what I'll draw. I'm one of these people that I don't care as long as you're paying me, I'll draw it because I've done it all. I've drawn it all. It's kind of crazy, but it doesn't bother me. I've worked in tattoo shops and stuff like that. I guarantee you, I have seen some stuff. Doesn't bother me none. We're all adults and mature about stuff, and that's the way it has to be. You would think. But if you're not comfortable with drawing naughty bits and stuff like that, always put that in your conduct of what you're not willing to do and offer. And I know several artists who won't draw pink bits, as they call it. And that's fine because, it does take a certain kind of artist to do that because you do have to kind of have a grasp of anatomy. Unless you're doing fantasy animals, in fantasy land, there is no rules. But if you're drawing people and, drawing humans or animals or something like that, you do have to have kind of a grasp of the nude anatomy of these things to draw it properly. And some people are not always comfortable with that. So, but yeah, just always let people know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. If somebody is persistent, even after you've referred them, just you can always block them if they can't get the hint a few times. Sometimes you just got to be tough with people. Always take your pay up front too. Never do payment plans with people or let them pay after a piece is finished. Be very careful too if you send progressional shots to your clients, unless you know these people, you've done business with them before, and you know they're okay. Because sometimes people take it and run. Um, so I mean, there's a lot of things that when you open commissions that you open yourself up to. You open yourself up to weird stalker people who stalk you and all up in your biz. And you just kind of have to remind them, hey, I'm a person like you. It's okay to be a fan, hardcore fan, and all that, blah, blah, blah. But be respectful about it. And you can be a hardcore fan of somebody and totally be respectful about their space and their desires and what have you. It's not hard. Um, I'm a big fan of a lot of different artists and people in general, but I don't stalk the hell out of them because that's creepy and that's weird and nobody likes that. But just with commissioning and stuff like that, it's always very dicey. Sometimes you just don't know who you're dealing with on the other side. Sometimes you're dealing with a real whack. But like I've had some commissions. Boy, have I had some commissions that I look back on and I'm like, wow. It was never a question of if I would ever do the commission because, that was a given. I did. It's money. I'm going to. And I'm going to do it well or the best of my ability that I can do it. But some people, when they order stuff, it makes you wonder what is going through their head at that time. Or he makes you wonder about them as an individual. Some of them, not all of them. But I have done all kinds of stuff. Why is there some on here? It looks weird. I know why it looks weird because I didn't do my top line on the back of him here. Wee! Because I erased lines on accident. Oopsie. That happens. Because as I sit here and work, I see things that don't look right, and I go back and fix it. And The wings are killing me. I don't like the damn wings on this. It pisses me off. Everything else looks good except for the wings. Hey. Well, the person who did the reference obviously can't draw bat wings either, so at least I didn't feel bad. They drew them how I used to draw them when I was younger. I know how they're supposed to look, but that's another thing. I have like a lot of knowledge of how things are supposed to look, but don't ever follow it. And I'm also kind of having kind of at a tilted angle like this, so it makes it. I don't know. I'm trying to do it to where he's more in the foreground, so I don't have so much background draw. Even though the background's going to be a simple background, because you know it's all going to look the same because I'm drawing it, and we all know how my landscapes are. They suck. Enough said. I mean, I am not beating myself up as an artist. I know what I'm good at and what I'm not. P Lady has problems with the human figure. Not gonna lie about that. But then again, people aren't my thing, so when it ain't your thing, it don't matter. It kind of does because I draw werewolves and stuff like that, so I kind of have to have some grasp of human anatomy. But as far as drawing like a straight up human, that's a struggle. That and I always seem to somehow get my shit off level. Somehow I always get something uncentered. I don't know how the hell I do that, but if it can be done, I've done it. I don't care pointing out my flaws in my work. It doesn't bother me a bit. I know I am not perfect. Far from being perfect. Can do this. I really do not know where the hell I'm going with this background, but I'm going to put some rocks jutting up from the grass line here because I have it like he's kind of come in for a landing and stuff, and then there's going to be maybe some simple buildings in the background, kind of futuristic looking bullshit. I don't know. Just sketching everything in here really fast, so if everything's off right now, it doesn't much matter because it's not fleshed in yet. So I fix everything when I start fleshing in everything and being serious with the sketch. Right now, I'm just trying to get the idea on the paper and not lose my voice in the process, which it's happening anyway. I lose my voice like this quite a bit if I talk a lot. I'm kind of playing with shapes here. Since I'm doing this on Bristol paper, I kind of do want it to look nice. It doesn't help that I have the shakes this morning either. My blood sugar's probably low. And I know you can't really see much what's going on, but it gives you an idea. I know this is a shitty setup, people. I know it is. I don't even have to be told. I don't think I could set the computer right here, though, and be able to get it right. The only reason the big one was able to be seen so good was because it was in the floor. Big 18 by 24 piece I was working on. I think I'm going to just leave it like that because I have the membrane of the wing right there. And that comes down. So it has like a little city there with a little bit of rock, but you can't see it because of the wings. And I think this is going to play. This is a simple background. I have to fidget my leg and stuff is hurting me sitting on this couch. Now I could go and start being serious with the sketch. Ugh. So now, after you have your drawing all kind of fleshed out there and stuff, you can go in and start doing your more solid lines, the lines that's going to stay in the drawing. Well, it's going to be like your final lines, should I say, because this is the rough sketch. Most artists would do transfer off of sketch paper to Bristol paper using light table, whatever. I do have a light table. Don't use it that much. I think I've used it 2 or 3 times when I was dicking around with animation before I got started downloading my courses and stuff. And because I have been doing the animation the old fashioned way with drawing it on paper, flipping it, the light tech, how it was all done back in the day. But yeah, that's how I've been doing it, just messing around with it, seeing what I remember back when I used the time and was pretty damn decent with it. But, once you know how to do something, you don't ever forget. Stuff. Yeah, I know I'm being rude and on my phone here for a second. Oh. Drawing of the 3 is getting lots of good feedback. It's awesome. I figured it would, though, because that's a monster ass piece. Anyway, time to do some hard lining here. Enough with that being rude. I'm wasting people's time while I'm looking on doing other things. I'm a bad host. Yes, I can also have it conveniently where you can't see my face. So I don't care who really sees my face. It's not even that. It's just. If I don't have to show my face, then I ain't going to. Just got blue and black hair, super long, pierced tattooed chick, just like most artist MOs. And when you go back and do your hard lining and stuff, that's when you can go and fix a lot of oopsies and stuff that you've caught when you were doing the really rough sketch super fast. That's when you go back and you fix all the mistakes or most of the mistakes that you've caught when you was doing the very rough sketch. That way they don't show up in the final. I'm not going to sit there and say you're not going to have some mistakes still be present in the drawing, because no drawing is perfect. I'm sorry, unless you're tracing it verbatim. Not even a grid system piece is perfect. Looks close to perfect, but it's not perfect. It always has some flaw somewhere that you have to really look to catch. The only way anything's perfect is if you straight up fucking trace that shit. Which a lot of portrait artists do trace. And use light tables. I didn't say all of them do. Some, a good fair lot use grid system, and then I've known some that can just look at anything and be able to draw it as long as they're looking at it. So, I mean, it really it depends on the person, I think. But a lot of them do trace using light tables, so. I'm hungry. I know that was like random. It's like, huh, I'm hungry. My belly is growling. It was like, must eat. And because most of what I draw are wolves and canines and stuff, I can exaggerate, change things up a little bit because I do actually know the anatomy of the animals I'm drawing or the subject I'm drawing. So, because I do know the anatomy, I can play and kind of make it my own. Which everybody does that crap. So, but knowing basic anatomy of anything is very helpful when you got to know that before you can mess around and exaggerate things. A lot of people are really fond of doing watercolor pieces. Not I. I could never get watercolor drawings to look the way that I see other artists do them. It's just like, yeah, okay. Got his little fruity tongue out there. Something still looks off on it, and I think it's the other side, but I think it's just where I have that one lip kind of pulled back a little bit here where his tongue's flopping out of his mouth. Some I have the top lip pulled up a little. So that could be it. It's kind of a weird angle that I have this guy drawn in anyway. And my sketch lines, not all of them are super light like they're supposed to be. So when you do your sketch, make sure your lines are very, very light. I have a heavy hand, so my sketches tend to be dark unless I'm doing ballpoint pen, and then that's about the only time that I know what being light-handed is like. And even then, sometimes I get heavy-handed with it. With that medium, though, if you get too heavy-handed with it, you can screw something up pretty quick, and it's kind of like not reversible on it. This guy's got white inside of his ears. Well, now, that was just, I don't know what that was, but okay. Totally wasn't what I was shooting for there, so still kind of isn't, but that ear got a little strange on me for some reason. Yeah, it happens. Oh, he's taking shape. Ooh, he's upside down. I need to really see if I can like get the laptop in a better position. I do not want y'all to really see my face, but I want you to be able to see the drawing. I got horror movies playing, and you see my face there a little bit. I don't think anybody's going to be interested in the. I have him basically drawn. He has a little spot, a little dot right there on his nose. Okay. What I'm going to do is kind of take my phone. This is probably a bad idea. There we go. It's a little better. Improvise. By golly. Nah. Yep. So that's better. Like I can't see, but you all can. So that's all that matters, right? And obviously, I'm used to just talking to myself. You never want to lose sight of your guidelines like I almost did there, because I kind of like forgot what I had going on there, and I just about made a boo-boo. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I did. Lucky I did, because it would have kind of screwed the drawing up somewhat. Well, sometimes I'll put a little bit of shading somewhere to let me know that that's kind of shadowed more than other places. I'm hungry. Miss Adelaide, she's sitting down there watching me. She's just like, "What are you doing, Mom?" Her little rotten behind gets put up every time I do videos, because She can't behave. She always gets into crap when I'm on live doing videos and stuff like that, so I opt and put her up. She doesn't like the crate, so we don't do the crate. She's a very weird, finicky personality feline. You can see how a lot of stuff has changed on it from the sketch to the final lining of it. And I'm not using anything special to draw with. I'm not using a special pencil. This is a number 2 Ticonderoga. You can buy these at Walmart. A lot of artists have gotten on here and say you don't need expensive supplies to do good artwork, and they're absolutely right. High-end products just make it easier to achieve certain things, where if you have the cheaper version of it, you're going to have to work a little harder to achieve the same goal that you would if you had a high-end product. But ultimately, your results will be the same. I know, because I used to use nothing but low-end products growing up, and that's all I knew was low end. I didn't get high-end art products till high school, and that was just because, like, my art teacher provided me with some, and then later for Christmas I got my first box of Prismacolor pencils and was in heaven. I love them, but they are overpriced pencils, and you don't need them to do fantastic works. You can do great stuff with Crayola. I did for years. Crayola and Prang. If you don't want to pay the price that Premier Prisma pencils cost, Prang and Crayola are great alternatives. Also, the Prismacolor Scholars, I've seen people, the tattoo shop had those that I worked at, and they did not do bad. They're not as vibrant as the Premiers, but they don't do a bad job. We used them all the time just because they were, affordable. And everybody at the shop, used them to create artwork and stuff like that, because that's what we did. We were a bunch of people who sit around and did artwork. But the Scholars are pretty good, and Prang is good. Crayola's good. You can do some wonderful stuff with Crayola. They're a hard lead pencil. You can also use them with the Faber-Castells are also very good pencils. I have a set of those too. I've had them forever though. And the art markers that you can get at AC Moore, the 24 pack, those are really good markers. You can actually get a lot of them off of eBay for, I think, like 72 of them for $30. And they're awesome markers. I had them for over a year before they ran out of pigment. And I mean, I use those suckers a lot. They blend okay too, so they have a lot of colors in them, like Copics. If you get the bigger sets and stuff, to where you can work with them and blend in their alcohol-based art markers. I did a lot of interesting things with them when I had them. So I don't have them now because I killed them. Bic markers are actually wonderful to use too. My best friend got me a set of those one year. I've killed half the set. um, Sharpie is good. If you got the right colors and stuff, they can kind of blend really good. But where they always have such harsh colors like yellow and orange and stuff, you're going to tell it's not going to blend very well. But you can use color pencils with them and stuff, and it blends out pretty decently. The only thing on this piece I'm going to not really like, I can tell you, is going to be the wings. Now you're going to wonder if I'm going to be doing this. I thought about doing this digitally, but I know my iPhone is not going to freaking handle this one digitally. So I actually might do this contest piece traditionally, just because. I do have watercolor brush pens. I did get those and try them because I seen the ads one year all over Facebook, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try these stupid things, and I got them. They do good. Like with me using them, it's hit and miss because sometimes I can get stuff to look amazing, and then sometimes it's just like, what the heck. So they're kind of hit and miss with me, but for somebody who knows what they're doing with them, they're fantastic, I'm sure. They're just not something that I cared too much for after I tried to do them. I've had a few good successes with them, but not much. Yes, I get the wing anatomy on this is off. Don't hate me. P Lady doesn't give a crap. I already admitted that I have issues with wings, period. So, and the person who sent me the reference sheet has issues drawing wings too. So, I'm not the only one with that issue and problem in life. I do know how they're supposed to look. It's just executing them sometimes does not always go well for me. So, give our wolf a break. One day this channel is going to actually be better than what it is. But for right now, it's just it's P Lady's messy little world of chaos. Because I'm sure people who stumble across my YouTube channel, that's probably what they think it is, utter chaos. And you're right. I live in chaos. But that's how it goes. I don't have any fancy intros or anything like most people have, or anything like that. I don't have music, and I don't have my videos aren't edited and set up to be, viewer friendly or anything like that. It's just don't have the stuff to do that with. So you just get what I can provide and be happy with it. He's kind of a puppy, but I feel that the wings are too tiny. But they also, have the three prongs on the end, so it would be this going down and then. But he's kind of a puppy too. But he looks bigger because I got him in the foreground. But he looks like the reference sheet. It looked like a pup. So I'm just going to take it that it's an adolescent to a pup. And I'm sure there'll be somebody on here who will get on there and cry and say, their wings are atrocious. Shut up. I don't care. I know they don't look right. Like, I know that's off and that don't look right. But it is going to be what it is. I fought with this side more than I fought with this side, and I'm done racing with it. Like, I'm tired of making a poop mess on the paper. I know I could go on Pinterest or something and be like bat wings. But his is more like a dragon wing. It's not really like a bat wing all the way, and it's like a weird, I don't know, hell, it's like a damn dragon wing, I guess. He's supposed to be a demon, I think. Oh my lord, pay ladies drawing buildings. Hide. I actually have an architect's ruler somewhere. I don't know where that Exum walked off to over the years, but I had one. Thing was expensive. I know one thing. I get this drawn, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. I've been drinking. I drink a lot of water, so I have to go to the bathroom quite a lot. My structure may be off, but I don't draw buildings either. I'm not an artist, so I never was. Even in art school and stuff like that, like drawing building establishments and stuff, just was never my thing. Some people can draw it all, and some people can't. I'm definitely one that just, I won't say I can't and could never, but I'm not that great at it. Let's just put it that way. Like, it's not something that interests me, so therefore I don't do it well. There we go. It's me being nice to myself. Yeah, I realize that line kind of like goes down. Like, I know there's some structural error there, and that's going to bug me, and I will fix that. I have to switch the paper here around a little. There we go. Like I said, I'm left-handed. Deal with it. In my South Pole, so sometimes I have to flip the paper so that it's a little bit compatible with my backwardsness. Like I'm about to do, where I'm going to do these circles and stuff. There we go. And there, ladies and gentlemen, would be our sketch for our contest. Normally, I would ink this. I do work with dip pen and stuff, but I'm going to tell you all to wait here just a minute. Not that you have much choice. Ouch. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. I'm back now that that's taken care of. I haven't decided on what medium I'm going to color this in, but I was thinking maybe watercolors, but I'm not sure. Um, I probably could do watercolors and the watercolor brush pens. And if I did, this would be the set I would be using. This is a not an expensive set. As you can see, it's in a clunky little carrier, and I've had these for 5 years. These have been on the road with me for 5 years. So it's well loved. Um, I even have all my little swatch sheet. It came with the swatch sheet, by the way. This was a set that I got at Walmart 5 years ago. But they're an off brand, as you can see. They're well loved and well used. They don't do bad. They're pig. They do come with a little paintbrush, which I'm not going to use. I have a fancy um, horse. Not a horse, but I have a horse, but beside the point. Fancy brush. I'll show you with these brush pens. I never have anything where I need it purpose. Yeah, well, I go dig for stuff because I don't have anything laid out. These are the brush pens. They are I don't know what, they were the brand that was on Facebook. It was on Facebook for $20. Back probably a year or so more. But I use this pen. It holds water, and it's got a brush on the end of it. It came with a set of brush pens, and I'm going to use it that way. I don't have to have a thing of water sitting here to where I can dip into. And it does have kind of a wide thing point. And this stays wet, so it works very well with the watercolors. We're going to watch me screw this up. And I am aware there's people out here that do watercolors that are hell of a lot better than me. Noted. I in no way, shape, or form claim to know anything about watercolors because I didn't work with the medium enough to know shit about it. Other than sometimes I can get it to do what I want, and other times it just makes me angry. Anytime you need water in this little thing, you just squeeze it, and the little brushes get wet. You squeeze it hard enough, it'll drip water down into the little thing. As you can see, though, these watercolors are kind of not the best watercolors in the world. But what do you expect for $10? But for a cheap set, they're not bad. And I do understand that you have to leave white spots when painting with watercolors. SS.